Des in the kitchen. That's what I'm gonna call this. Des in the kitchen or desserts with Des. So I'm like out of breath, grabbing everything to set up for my content today. But in this video, we're just gonna do some catching up, life updates, life in Chicago, what's new, and also I'm gonna be baking some banana nut bread. So think of like the bread that they have at Starbucks, but I'm just gonna throw like a healthy twist on there, and I'm gonna incorporate flax seeds and cacao nibs. I also have some chia seeds, but I don't know how healthy I'm trying to go. I might incorporate that too though, because basically what I want to do is start making like treats and snacks, but throwing my own healthy twist on there. If you know me, you know I try to be health conscious. To be honest, I haven't worked out this past year, so I've really just been trying to at least eat clean. So we're gonna be in the kitchen and we're gonna catch up. I'm looking for my glass baking dish. Once I find this freaking dish, okay, it's looking like I'm gonna have to do a little dishwashing. So fun when you bake. Wash this dish and tap back in with you. Hey, welcome to my channel. I know it's been a very long time since I've talked to you guys, and in this video I'm gonna pretty much tell you why I stopped vlogging, how life in Chicago has been for me, and what's new in my life. So let's just get right into it. With vlogging, I felt like it was cool in Houston. I didn't have to look over my shoulders. Not saying anyone here in Chicago is after me. It's just, this is the type of city, with me being from here, I absolutely have to be on my toes. So I just really wasn't trying to be outside, like camera up everywhere I go. Like, I've experienced things here personally where I wholeheartedly need to look over my shoulders, and that's anybody living in a big major city. So that's not me trying to paint Chicago out to be this scary place, because Chicago is a beautiful city. I love being from Chicago. I want to raise children here in Chicago. I think Chicago kids are the coolest. Chicago girls do it better. But yeah, just really wanted to be on my P's and Q's. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is baking. As you can see, I have these bananas in my hand. I'm going to be making some banana nut bread, and I'm going to incorporate some healthy ingredients because I like to snack. However, I try to still be intentional. So I'll be incorporating ground flax seeds and cacao nibs. I also have some chia seeds, so I'm considering throwing that in there as well. But most of this content, I'm just gonna be talking to you guys. I mean, I can't show my ingredients. I'll show you guys my ingredients, and I'll list the ingredients in the description box. But yeah, we just gonna chit chat and bake. And we gonna call this Des in the Kitchen. Or we gonna call this Desserts with Des. Alright, so there are my flax seeds, my cacao nibs. I can mention the benefits of those later. Flour, powdered sugar, walnuts, light brown sugar, baking powder, cinnamon, vanilla extract. Just a little flour in there. My melted butter, and then some coconut oil, my glass baking dish. Yeah, your girl about to get in with the get in. Okay, so now that I've showed you guys my ingredients, let's just get right into it. Back to me stopping vlogging. I've been here in Chicago. I've experienced my vehicle getting broken into one too many times, and so that's just a lesson learned within itself. You know, you live and you learn. But yeah, like I said, I still have a fun, interesting, exciting life when I decide to pop out. But I also just really wanted to be present. Like, I honestly fell in love with just being private and being present. So I was really trying to figure out a balance of, okay, how can I create content and connect with my audience, but at the same time, like, you know, being in the moment. So let's say I get invited to a dinner. I feel like, and it's no judgment to people who do this, but I feel like if I'm recording the dinner, it's given I'm not used to nothing. And baby, I'm used to, I'm used to the finer things in life now. So it just wasn't my vibe. And it's no shade to people who do that. I really did still want to do like travel content. But that brings me to my next point. What's new in my life is I'm now a realtor here in Chicago, Illinois, and real estate has been keeping me so busy. It's like I run around like a chicken with my head cut off. Very exciting though, because a lot of days are different, and for me personally, just being in one spot and like something super routine, that's not my vibe. So real estate is great for me. With that being said, I just haven't really made time to travel. I've really been in like grind mode, hustle mode, bag mode, getting mode, and so I haven't really been traveling. Like, I went to places that I've been to time and time again, and so it wasn't one of those things where I felt compelled to vlog. Again, this era that I'm in my life of just like being present, I was being present. So real estate, let's get into real estate. A lot of people ask me why I got into real estate, and my entire life I've been in like sales, customer service, hospitality, and I have been thinking about getting into real estate for like probably 3-4 years prior to actually getting into real estate. And at the time I was around realtors and I was just trying to make sense of it. Like, why, if you're a realtor, why are you hanging out with other realtors? Like, isn't that your competition? And I was also around certain realtors who weren't selling anything. So for a while I was just like, I don't know if that's my vibe. And I kept holding off. But to be honest, looking back, they say 2020 was the bad year. So it was crazy because around that time, that was the time of me thinking like, I kind of want to get into real estate. I want to see what's to it. And I did not do it. I'm going to be honest, talking and baking at the same time is not easy. But I'm going to make it shake. So I've mashed up my bananas. I've just combined the melted butter. And the girl loves butter. I love me some butter, baby. I hope this is interesting, because now that I'm baking and talking, I feel like it's taken away from what I'm talking about. But yeah, real estate, it's a fun journey, but it's not easy. And I think that's another thing that stopped me from getting into the industry for a very long time. I was thinking like, why would someone want to buy a house from me? And it's not to say that I'm not T or I'm not that girl, you know, I'm not saying that, but back then I was thinking like, in my mind, selling a home just seems so big and grand. Like, the thought of even buying a home was like, I have one friend who has a home in Atlanta. And I thought like, girl, you doing it because what? Like, yeah. So when I had looked at like being a homeowner and the home buying process, I looked at it as this very grandiose experience that I still couldn't wrap my mind around. So that also kind of had me hopping into real estate. But now that I am in real estate, I'll tell you guys how my real estate exam, the first time I failed and I crashed out. And my best friend came over with some wine, and you know, it helped me feel better, but woo, I crashed out so bad after that exam. Like, oh my goodness. My one friend recently reminded me, because me and him went to the Future concert around that time. And he was like, yeah, like at one point you almost didn't want to do it no more. And I was like, when? Like, what are you talking about? Then he reminded me of my crash out. And I was like, oh yeah, you did experience that, huh? So yeah, failed the exam the first time. And what I will say about the exam, because I know a lot of people who are interested in getting into real estate, it's really not that it's hard. You just have to truly pay attention to those questions. Like the way they word the questions is very tricky. And they're wording it in a way where they're like basically trying to trick you. So once I kind of went back and like knew like y'all trying to play with me, I analyzed the questions and I passed on the second try. So I'm gonna incorporate oat milk into my banana bread. And a lot of people, they don't really rock with oat milk, but me personally, I'm a healthy girly. And I put oat milk in my mac and cheese as well, and my family does not know because I've been on mac and cheese duty the past two Thanksgivings, and they like it. They like my mac and cheese. They don't even know I put oat milk in there. So don't knock it till you try it. I am the type of person, I love to eat, so I got to get down in the kitchen. It only makes sense. Sugar, brown sugar. But yeah, real estate. So in my first year, not to toot my own horn, but I did my 1-2. I sold 3 condos, 1 house, and I acquired a listing. And it had me feeling like, okay, this is what God wants me to do, because for me to have that much success in my first year, it felt very reassuring. So Chicago has been an adjustment. You know, I'm not gonna make it seem as if living in Chicago has been a walk in the park. I miss certain aspects about Atlanta. I miss certain aspects about Houston. But to be honest, like, I'm happy being around family. I'm a very family-oriented person. So being around my family is just my vibe. My vibe right now is just being around my people. But yeah, I honestly do miss like the turn up aspects of those cities, and they're nice to visit. I miss the money in Atlanta. The money was moneying. All right, so I've combined all my wet ingredients. I'm about to combine my dry ingredients, and I might have to use a bigger mixing bowl, but this is what we're looking like so far. I'm gonna pull out those chia seeds, and I also forgot to show you guys salt, but a little salt goes in here as well. I'm gonna pull out those chia seeds, and we're gonna make this healthy but yummy banana nut bread. I also forgot to show y'all sugar. Sugar goes in here, but like I said, I'm just gonna tag all of the ingredients in the description box because multitasking clearly is not my strong suit. So a couple other new things in my life. I got a dog and my old dog died. So if you guys remember my old videos, for those of you who stayed down till I came back, if you all remember my old videos, then you guys know Cody. I had Cody since I was in high school. And Cody was getting up there in age. However, I'm gonna be honest, like, it wasn't his time. But that story is another story for another day. And I might dive into it because, to be honest, like, I could be private, but I could be an open book as well. And I mean, if y'all want to know, I'll tell you. I just don't think it's necessary to dive into that in this current moment. But Cody is no longer with us. And his birthday was actually yesterday, so happy birthday, happy heavenly birthday, Cody, and rest in peace to my boy. But I have a new dog, and I'm gonna show you guys my new dog once I get this in the oven. Just trying to shake and bake. Another new thing in my life is I now have a Babiana. So if you can see, I flipped it for the first time today, and it's giving what it needs to give. I don't know if you guys could see from that angle, but I did my one too, and I did my hair very quickly, and I like it. I'm liking my bob. I wanted to take my hair, cut my hair simply because I think every person with long hair gets to a point in their life where they just want new vibes, and long is fun, long is cool, but when you have long hair your entire life, you be wanting to switch it up. Or maybe that's just me, but that's what it was. I wanted to switch it up, and I love my bob. I will say it feels as if it's taking forever for my hair to grow out. I cut my hair this year will make, I want to say this year, yeah, this year makes 2 years. So this October makes 2 years, and today is the last day of January. So I will say it feels like it's taking a while for my bob to grow back. And I'm not rushing the process. I'm enjoying the process because my hair grows back every time. This isn't my first time cutting a bob, and you know, it might be my last. I will be honest, this might be my last time cutting a bob, but it do feel like it's taking longer to grow out this time. However, I truly think my hair will be right back down here in 2 years, if that. Because I really, my idea of fun is self-care and doing my hair. I'm low-key kind of a boring person. I don't have to pop out. I literally could have fun at the crib doing something as simple as my hair. Baking powder. Oh wait, was that oh, that was baking soda. Boom. The powder. I got a couple more ingredients to add, then we gonna give it a stir, pour it up, and put it in the oven, and I'm gonna talk to y'all some more, cause baby, I'm this gotta turn out good. I don't wanna play about my food now, so I gotta focus. But yeah, in my content, I'm glad we're talking about hair. Another thing that took me so long, I'm do I want to do more hair type content on my channel? Do I want to, you know, exhibit more skincare? I know for sure I do want to get travel content, so maybe this year I'll take a trip for my birthday. And also, in the meantime, I'm in the kitchen every single day, so I felt that's an easy one too as far as pulling out the camera. But let me know if you guys want to see I don't know, me doing my bob. I mean, I'm not a self-proclaimed hairstylist. I do know how to take care of hair and grow my hair, but I'm not gonna make it seem as if I'm a self-proclaimed hairstylist. But I do want content ideas, so please drop ideas in the box. I mean, comment some ideas, because I'm open to it. That's what took me so long to get back, not knowing what I wanted to do and how I wanted to go about it. Okay, powdered sugar and flour, and how much freaking salt? 1/4. Oof, I don't know what 1/4 is, but I'm gonna just try to eyeball it. Okay, how much powdered sugar? Oh, everybody doesn't do powdered sugar. 1.5 cups of flour. One of the videos I watched, somebody mentioned powdered sugar. All right, so I got all my wet and dry ingredients going, but it's looking like I need to throw all of this in a bigger bowl, which I knew would happen. So I don't know why I didn't just start with the bigger bowl. I just now need to incorporate my healthy ingredients, and I'm gonna eyeball it. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna just eyeball it. Because my cousin told me, let your ancestors speak when you're cooking. So, I'm gonna let my ancestors speak with the healthy stuff. And I'm gonna show you guys how it looks before I stir. I could use some more of the cacao nibs. Alright, my chia seeds. This is my first time using these. I hope they're good. So I bought these a long time ago, but these don't seem to expire. And low-key, I'm gonna add all these walnuts. I love walnuts. Actually, it's not that I love walnuts, I just love nuts like in my desserts. Yeah, it's a lot going on here. A lot going on. I kind of want to add a little powdered sugar, but I don't want it to be overly sweet. So what I'm going to do is just eyeball the sugar. Oops, I said I would show y'all. That's how it's looking. Yeah, so something else that's new in my life I've been doing, and this is just for fun, stand-up comedy. Those of you who have been on this journey with me, in Atlanta, I was taking acting classes. I have an acting agent. So being here, I felt like stand-up comedy was just a way to, you know, keep that creative streak going. And not only that, Chicago has been such an adjustment. Like, if you guys remember my last vlogs of me like mentioning how leaving Houston, my cousin stole from me. Items came up missing, just like literally selling all of my furniture. It was such a big, drastic change being back in Chicago. I have been gone for 4 years. So to be back, it was very much a bit of a culture shock. And yes, I'm from here, but at the same time, I had got used to warm weather. I had got used to rent being like half the price. I had got used to just, you know, it was lit. And here it was just like, I found value in different areas. So stand-up comedy had become like, well, for one, I went to a comedy show. A guy I was dating at the time took me to Kevin Hart. We were like right in the front. It was lit, great seats, 10 out of 10. We're right at the front. Kevin Hart did so good, and I just felt very inspired. So afterwards, at the time, I was working at Neiman's, and one of my coworkers, I had just started, so I was meeting a lot of coworkers, and one of my coworkers introduced himself, and he told me how he did comedy, and I was like, that's super cool. Like, I would love to come check you out. Like, I love comedy. And I end up checking him out. I'm gonna be honest, I thought I was funnier than him. So once I seen him go, I started talking my talk like, I'm gonna get up there, I'm gonna come up there like this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. And he like laughing at me or whatever. And it took me like 3 months, but I did it. I went up there, and the first time, like, I wouldn't say that I bombed, but I didn't do my best. And okay, backstory. The very first time I did stand-up comedy was 2017. So this was like my second time. And it was now like 2022. So this was like a reintroduction to comedy. But the first time my mom was there, so I didn't really feel comfortable like using profanity in front of her and just like letting loose. And you know, it was a little 420 situation going on, so I was really just super chill. The second time I did my big one, my cousin was there. Like, I really earned my stripes at that comedy club, and so now every time I go, they'd be like, are you getting up? but quite often I just like to watch. So I get up here and there, like if I have support in the building and it's people that make me feel comfortable. But to be honest, like that was like my peace, just going to comedy shows. Because Chicago, I'm gonna be honest, like living here is what you make it, but it very much could be a hard knock life. And that's why Chicago people are, you know, we have a bit of a disposition where we're not as soft or docile as like a Southern woman. Because this is the trenches. The roads are bumpy, it's cold, the government is corrupt, and they make poor decisions. It's a lot where it's like, you know, it feels like a day is just jumping over a lot of hurdles and breathing through it. So comedy was my piece. And I haven't been to a comedy club in a while, but I'm gonna say, I was gonna say when the weather breaks, I'm gonna go more. When the weather breaks, I want to go up, but I do need to just get back into attending comedy shows just for the sake of, you know, finding peace here in Chicago. So I'm sure a lot of people are curious on if I would ever leave again. I couldn't help myself. I'm about to incorporate a little powdered sugar. Ooh, that was more than a little. That should be okay. I'm sure a lot of people are curious on if I'd ever leave again. And I'm gonna be honest, absolutely. Like, I'm an open-minded person, so I'm not gonna ever be like, I'm never leaving Chicago. I absolutely will leave again. I will live in another country. But in the meantime and in between time, my business is here. I've had a business here in the past and I up and left, and to this very day I wonder what my life would have been like if I stayed down for the come up and really, you know, rocked out here. When you have a business and a clientele, it's very difficult to walk away from that. So if some miraculous situation were to happen where a soft life is offered for me elsewhere and I like the city and I love the person, yeah, I go. But these days I'm not clicking my heels to leave. So my mixture is looking very legitimate. I kind of want to sprinkle a little more of my healthy ingredients inside simply because I sprinkle more sugar in there. And so I'll probably add both the Chia and the Flaxseeds, just sprinkle a little more on top now that I've mixed it very well. I'm oiling up my glass baking dish and I have my oven set on 355. So my oven is hot and ready, and I'm gonna let this cook for like 55 minutes. Chia seeds are so little, I feel like I could be heavy-handed with these and it'll be okay. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna let y'all know if it's nasty. I'm gonna be like, yeah, y'all, this ain't it. But I honestly, like, I feel like when you're cooking with love, the food turns out A1. And from one, being in the kitchen, I automatically just like feel better vibes. So it'll be good. I've been putting I've been putting the flax seeds and the cacao nibs in my banana smoothies. And my smoothies have been really good. I'm like happy I finally cracked the code on smoothies that I enjoy. I put dates in my smoothie as well. And okay, now I can smell my healthy ingredients. I feel like I needed to have to smell them because then it was gonna feel like I played myself. All right, so get enough, get enough. I'm gonna be honest, I don't need chocolate chips, but I feel like chocolate chips would have made this recipe A1. But what I'm gonna do is top it with honey once it's ready. And then this will be like a breakfast bar. It could also serve as like a protein bar. Protein powder would have been a decent little ad. I don't really be liking how protein powder tastes though. So that's how I'll be eating this. I'll eat it with breakfast, maybe have a smoothie as well, or if I'm in the mood for a treat, eat it as a treat and put a little honey on top. Big back tings, big back tings. All right, I'm gonna show you guys how we coming. And then we gonna chat a little more and then I'm gonna wrap it up. But I am gonna show you how we coming and show you the final outcome. So this is my banana nut bread with cacao nibs, flax seeds, and chia seeds. And clearly it's loaded with walnuts. I'll show you guys the final outcome soon. Set a 40-minute timer. Okay, so another thing that is coming up, if you're in Chicago, I would love for you to attend my Galentine's. It is at Stussy's Diner and tickets are $20. However, that includes a drink and raffle entry. And I think that this will be a great mixer for the ladies of Chicago to network, and you know, people want to build friendships, all that good stuff. So the Galentine's is February 13th, which is a Thursday, and it starts at 7 o'clock. I'm saying it ends at 10, but you know, like, it's really not a hard out, I don't think. So tickets, the info for tickets will be in the description box as well, and it's gonna be vibes. It's a Y2K theme, so get your 2000s fit ready. The playlist with Y2K, and like I said, it'll be a mixer, so a little mingling. I'm gonna try to have like fun, lighthearted ways to mingle with one another, but you know, I'm not trying to put too much pressure on the outcome. Just like letting it be good vibes. Whatever happens, happens. All right, so lastly, I'm gonna wrap this up with this. When I was working at Neiman's, I ran into an old coworker from my very first job, and she asked, so I had seen her after like 15 years. It had been a very long time since I've seen her, maybe 10. Oh my God, saying that makes me sound old. And I went up to her, I gave her a hug. I'm like, hey, and she was like acting taken back, like she was acting kind of different. So I'm kind of thinking like, what's to shorty? Because I've always just been the same type of person where people will literally say I've acted the same my entire life. I'm the same destiny from when I was a kid. Like, so I kind of be expecting that other energy from other people, but sometimes people will adopt a new persona, a new disposition, a new identity. To each his own. More power to you. You know, we are constantly able to reinvent ourselves, and I respect it. And she had reinvented herself, and long story short, she was like, don't call me that, I have a new name. I didn't identify with my old name. And I'm not saying this to be messy or confrontational. I say this to say that she mentioned a rumor, and when she said it, I was so like thrown off. I thought she was like reaching for information, so I didn't really address it, but I took note of it, like, what? And I heard that same rumor from a different friend who does not know the girl I used to work with. So at this point, I'm hearing the same thing from two different people, two different sides of town. And I was like, okay, hold on. Who said that? Where did this come from? And granted, the rumor wasn't nothing like super wild. It's just that I used to date a certain Chicago rapper. I'm gonna say this. First of all, y'all got the rappers mixed up. Let's just start there. Second of all, I didn't date a Chicago rapper. It was a certain somebody who, you know, thinks the girl is a queen because she is. And, you know, he was kind of loving the ground that I walked on. And we was cool. But I didn't date him. But I say that to say, the rapper that they both named, these two different people from over here and over here, wrong rapper, baby. And you know, in these vlogs to come, maybe I'll give like nuggets of what's happening in my dating life, or nuggets of information as far as, you know, my stance on things. So I do have an idea of where I want to go with content. It's just me being an indecisive Libra, the whole locking down on, okay, which way to go and executing. But I do want to tap in more with like chit chats and saying my opinion on things. So let me know, did y'all like kind of seeing me mix up ingredients? Do y'all want to see me in the kitchen? Do y'all want to see me doing my hair? Do y'all want... to me, a skincare routine gets old very quickly. It's only, I have one skincare routine, so it's only so much skincare and chit chat we could get into. It's like you wouldn't be seeing anything different. However, I'm still willing to do skincare as well. So let me know, guys. And at this point, this video feels long and I don't want to waste y'all time rambling. So comment and let's talk. I want to start back posting more. I would prefer quality over quantity. So before I sit up and commit to, oh, I'm gonna post once a week or twice a week or once a month or twice a month, I would rather just put out quality content. So I hope you all liked this video. If you did, give it a like, hit that subscribe button. And if you are in the market for a home or a condo or an investment property, call me. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys the banana bread's final outcome, and I'm gonna get this posted today. Today is January 31st. I'm gonna try to post it today. So I looked at my hair closer, and this style is so cute. I could have left a little more out in the back, but I like really slayed, and I did it so quickly. That's one thing I like about this bob. The bob is so like fun to style and easy to style, and I feel like the shorter styles just be so like tea. Like when my hair was longer, this style, it just wouldn't have gave the same effect it's giving right now. Like to me, a bob really brings out the face card. Anywho, my bread is ready, so I'm gonna show you guys the final touch. And I am probably gonna make a smoothie to drink with this banana nut bread. So I'm gonna take it out the oven. I did like the test where you stick something sharp in the middle and it's good to go. You know, it'd have been so crazy if I would have dropped this. I'm not gonna lie, this little white thing is not protecting the glass. Why am I on my tippy toes? It fake look burnt, but it's not burnt. I had it in there at 355 for 40 minutes, and 40 is all it needed. So final touch, I'm gonna cut a slice, drizzle it with honey, and yeah, bacon with the biggest. I love when like the content creators really get that money shot. If I was dramatic, I'd have been like, really good though. It's really good, and it doesn't taste like healthy. Cause you know that healthy taste could be kind of funny tasting sometimes. Like I've had pizza with gluten-free pizza crust. Give me the gluten. I taste the difference. But this tastes good. And here's my smoothie. I did my one too. So because it's such a big portion of bread, I'm gonna take half, kind of meal prep it for like portion sizes for this week, freeze the other half. And I feel like an old person freezing food, but it makes the most sense as far as preserving my creation. So I have a client, he want to go look at some places. I'm gonna either edit this today, January 31st, and get it posted today or tomorrow, but I'm so excited to have this content come out and just be back on the journey of producing content and connecting with you guys. Bye, y'all.